Hi and welcome to Athens. As you can see, the light is a little bit flat. I mean, it's midday, but anyway, the view from here is spectacular. Imagine how it would be in sunset or maybe sunrise. Then we can have a really good hero shot from this location, which is on top of my hotel. Of course, I have done some research before I come to a place, what my hero shots will be, what they are, and probably where I should take them from, what positions I would be in to take the shots. That could be a little bit tricky because sometimes you don't have access to places, which is what you have planned, so you have to improvise on the spot. Now, this time, I was lucky that the rooftop bar at my hotel had this amazing view. But I don't know how the sunset looks. I don't know how the sunrise looks. And now it's November, so maybe the sky will be bland. I don't know. I will figure that out tonight. And hopefully tomorrow I will go to that hill over there, where there's a viewpoint, there's restaurants and such up on the hill as well. And from there I will try to take another picture of the Acropolis and Parthenon, but zoomed in, a telephoto kind of picture. Because from that viewpoint you can see the ocean behind the rock, the Acropolis, if you zoom in a bit. And if the sunset is nice, I'm pretty sure it's going to be an amazing picture. I think I'm going to try to do time blending from here because I know that the Acropolis with Parthenon on top will be lit up in the evening when it's dark. After a quick walk around and a late lunch, I'm back at the rooftop and I'm going to try to do this time blending photo. See if it works. I don't know. This is experimenting, like a lot of photography is. As you can see, my setup is ready to go, and I've already taken 2 pictures. I'm at f11, aperture priority, and I've taken 1 picture that was 1 stop overexposed, so I can get all the shadow details, and 1 picture that was 1 stop underexposed. And the rest of the pictures, I'm gonna take 1 stop underexposed because when it's lit up, the lights are gonna be so bright that they will take over the picture. And now it's a waiting game. So I'm gonna take 1 picture every 10 minutes or so. Yeah, let's just try it and see how it works. I don't know. It could be a disaster. It could be glorious as well. Today I've walked to the Acropolis and I just bought a ticket. So now I'm gonna go up on this hill to the temples on top like Parthenon and see if I can get some pictures from there and also learn some more history. I don't know what it is, but it's something with amphitheaters that attracts me. I don't know why. It's impossible to get a good picture of them, but they attract me anyway. There is an issue that I want to talk about because I'm struggling with it. When you are at tourist places like this, and there's a lot of tourists, of course, which it should be, do you include the people in the pictures or not? I'm struggling with this because on one hand, without people, the pictures get timeless, but people can also give life to a picture. And I don't know. I will try to do both and see which pictures I like the most. Okay, the entrance to the top of the Acropolis hill with all the temples. This entrance was only open like 1 or 2 days per year, I think, for common people. Otherwise it was like priests for Athena. Okay, it's quite impressive. It really is. Do you ever think we're gonna get rid of the construction things on our historical sites in the world? Probably not. Here's an example of the issue I was talking about, including people or not. There's a lot of tourists here, and of course I don't want to include all the people in the shot, but if I can wait and frame the picture and maybe include a few people, that can give scale to the building and so on. This is hard, but they also need to be in the right spot and yeah, all those things. I don't know. How do you think about this issue? What do you do? I realize now that this picture is impossible to get without people, and a lot of people as well. So I have two options. Either I have to Photoshop myself to death to get rid of the people, or just leave them in the picture. One thing you can do, or at least what I'm trying to do when there's a lot of people at a site you want to take photos of, is to try and find detail shots, smaller things within the buildings or historical things that you want to photograph. It's hard here. It's really hard. First of all, the details are too big to be details, and you can't go as close as I would like to get those shots. You're not allowed. I'm still gonna try though. Note to self, bring water. Even though it's November, it's really hot. I'm guessing 25 degrees Celsius. And the sun makes it even hotter. Cool place, hard to take pictures is my conclusion of the Acropolis hill. But it's very nice to see, and it's one of the most, well-known historical sites in the world. So that box is ticked. Here's another place that was on my list of things to check out. It's the Olympic Stadium. I think it was an ancient stadium, but then they rebuilt it for the first Olympic Games in 1896. And it's all in marble, which is pretty cool. I'm not sure I'm gonna get any pictures here, or good pictures. I don't know, but such a cool place. I took out my wide-angle lens to see if I can capture the wideness, the epicness, well, of this place, because it's iconic. All marble stadium with a lot of history, and I use my platypod, so I want to capture some of the floor, some of the ground, and also the wide shot I get from 17 millimeters of my wide-angle lens. This is the kind of picture I think I will remove people from, because I want the stadium to look very clean and timeless. So I will try to figure that out later in post-production, but I waited until I had as few people as I could have in my capture, in my shot. Well, I don't know about you, but for me it feels like this guy doesn't belong here. I don't know. As I told you yesterday, I was going up this small mountain, this small hill, Lykabetos or something it's called. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce anything in Greek. I was going here to try to take a more telephoto style of photo of the Acropolis and Parthenon with the sea and the sunset in the background. And now, here I am. It's an hour before sunset, and this is sort of the framing I want. This time, though, I'm not gonna do any time blending, but I will try different exposure times. It could be cool in the sunset if I can capture a little bit more of the colors with a longer exposure. So I brought my ND filters also. I will try both ways, just without ND filter and with ND filter, and see which one I like the most. But I have time for a coffee before sunset appears. To get a coffee could have been a big, big mistake, because now I can't find a spot. All I can do now is to wait and see if there will be a spot somewhere available for me and my camera. I squeezed myself in. I realized that it was smarter for me to change location. This is on the way up to where I just was. I was up there. And actually, it's a little bit too high. I think this is gonna be better, because now I think the composition will be better here. I'm not alone, though. Many other people have the same idea. So I can't take credit for the idea. I think this could work. Now it's just a waiting game again, because I want the Parthenon and Acropolis to be lit up. I think that will make a better photo. I will try a photo now, of course, as well, but I think when it's lit up, it's gonna be better. I think so. I took a couple of shots with and without ND filter. I wasn't that happy with either of them. I don't know, unless I see them on a big screen when I come home and edit them. Maybe I can bring life to them in the edit. But I changed the ND filter for a polarizing filter instead, to see if I can drag more colors out of the picture. Maybe that could work. I don't know. It's experimenting, as always. There's no right or wrong, is it? No. It's just result or no result. There's no right or wrong. Every day is not all about photography. So today I went to the island of Agora, just outside of Athens. For you who want to know how to get there, you just take the train to Piraeus, which is the harbor of Athens, one of the harbors, and then find a ticket and a ferry. And it takes between 40 minutes and 1 hour 20 minutes to go here, depending on what ferry you get. And now I'm here, and it's really summery. It's about 25 degrees in the air in November, which is a little bit warmer than I have in my home city in Sweden, which have minus 15 today. That's the biggest reason I went on this trip, to get away from the Mordor darkness we have in Sweden in November, and also very cold. This year it's even colder than usual. I brought my camera equipment to Agora as well. Maybe I can find some photos. Who knows? This makes you think a bit, doesn't it? These ruins, they were buildings, of course. People were living here. There were temples, there were fortifications, all kinds of stuff are sometimes 4,500 years old. That's the same age as the pyramids. And people were living here, and they had sewers, they had... have we developed as human beings? I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure. Amazing, anyway, amazing. And mind-blowing. This is the ancient Agora. This is a place where people were living, like a city center of Athens, but 2,500 years ago, where people were living, marketplace, library, temple, all kinds of stuff. And it's just downhill from the Acropolis. I don't think I'm gonna find so many photos here, but it's interesting to see. Maybe one or two photos. The guards of the unmarked grave or something, I think it is. Every hour they have changing of the guards, which should be something special. And tomorrow it's Sunday when they have like a bigger change. Maybe I'll come back then, but the weather forecast is cold and maybe rain. Anyway, I will try to get some photos of the changing now. That is in 10 minutes.